What's up guys, it's Kpop Distributions, or you can call me John, and today I'm finally back with a new video. In preparation of Fatou finally dropping a new mixtape soon, I thought it was only fitting to give a pitch of two songs that I've created that I think best matches Fatou's vibes in terms of music. For the first song, I have a song that matches a little bit with the first mixtape that she dropped, with Psycho with a Pretty Face, and then I have another one that matches with the EP Ada. Look, just to give a disclaimer, I'm not a professional when it comes to making beats, but I like to do it for fun. So to give a gist of this video, to quickly run it down, I'm basically gonna go through both songs. I'm gonna give a gist of basically how I made each song, both being the inspiration and also the process of making the beat itself. Then at the end of each segment, I'm gonna give a little snippet of the songs with lyrics, with my own lyrics of course, and like I said, I'm not a professional singer or rapper, but just to give you guys an idea of what it could sound like if Fatou was actually able to sing the song. But with that all out of the way, let's just dive straight into it. Starting off with the first one, this one is called Hitting Them. Basically, to give a gist of what I was trying to go for, this song is a lot more in your face, kind of basically like the title, it's hitting you. This one matches more with Psycho with a Pretty Face, where a lot of those songs were very rap heavy and also very bass trap kind of beat sounding. A lot of the lyrics have a more repetitive sound to it, but it's also very much good flow rap. Also, the chorus has a more of a repeatable pattern that's more recognizable, that gets into your head. So this is my attempt of making a song for the first mixtape that Fatou has ever dropped. Okay, starting this off, I basically wanted to start off with a synth that had a recognizable pattern that's going to be repeated throughout the whole song. Specifically, you hear in Castle Key and Lingo, they kind of has this specific beat that kind of lingers on, but is the main melody for the song. So I started out, I just made this very simple sound. So I started off with this. And basically that's the little melody that's going to be playing on loop. Next, I ended up getting a loop for the specific beat. So like I said previously, these songs have a little bit more of a trap beat to it. It's a lot of hard hitting but fast paced type of beat, but I'm very bad when it comes to it. So I found a sample and this is what it sounds like. So then if you put the synth that I created earlier and put this trap beat together, this is what it sounds like. Obviously, when you're making a more trap beat, one of the main elements that you need to add is bass. So I got heavy inspiration from Gucci specifically, because if you guys listen to the song, you know that the song starts off with a heavy bass. So I made this very simple bass melody, and this is what it sounds like. So with those three elements, I put them all together, and this is what you get for the first verse of the song. Next, specifically when I try to make songs, I try not to keep it too repetitive because I feel like it gets too boring. So I like to do a small switch up where I add a small element of just some type of melodic sound to it. So specifically, if you go back to Gucci again, it has this slight little instrument that plays in the back just to switch it up so it can add a little bit more with the way you progress through the song.
Yeah, busting down the door, going fire mode, trending not topic, that's my name on your nigga phone.
So I decided to add this little sample that I found. So just to give it a little bit more of like a deeper impact towards the song. Basically, if you transition from the first half of the verse into this new one, this is what it sounds like. And that is basically the sound that we ended up having. Next, I wanted to do a transition sound. So I like to do, there's a little K-pop formula that a lot of people are familiar with. Usually when it comes to making music for K-pop, they usually have a nice switch up when it comes to the pre-chorus. A lot of the times it could be something that's completely like new. Or there could be some things that kind of transition nicely from the previous verse. So I added this sound near the end of the first verse before transitioning to the pre-chorus. And the reason I chose that specifically is because this is the main melody of the pre-chorus. It kind of doesn't match the BPM, but I did want it to transition it nicely so it sounds like a cool melodic, like impactful pre-chorus before it hits hard into the final chorus. This is what it sounds like altogether. Of course, we have to continue with the trap beat sample that I had earlier, just to keep it all flowing with the same beat. Apart from this, as you guys can see right here, I did end up finding a riser type of sample to help basically transition it until we finally get to that final chorus. So putting it all together, this is what the pre-chorus sounds like. This pre-chorus is a little different from what Fatou is usually doing. This pre-chorus is not really seen that much in Fatou's first mixtape, but I did want to do it just to switch it up. But it's obviously, from what you guys are seeing, it's not drastically different because it still keeps the same beat sample. And before we get to the chorus, the main thing that I knew I wanted to do when it came to this song was do something that hits hard. Gucci, I just love the song, and I think it really emphasizes that heavy bass that really adds an impact to a song. I made this simple heavy bass sound that is perfect for the final chorus. This is what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like much, but once you put the trap beat on top, our original synth sound, and add a little impact sample, it all comes together to sound like this. And obviously we repeat that just to add a little bit to the chorus, but that is the sound basically. Obviously that is not the end of the song. We have another full half of the song, but it's very much repeating the same kind of patterns, and it's just a 2-chorus type of song. Altogether, that's what you have for Hitting Them. Now we're going to take it to GarageBand when it comes to the vocals. I did make a full song, but I'm just going to give you guys a little snippet of what I was thinking. Lyrics wise, it does take inspiration from Fatou, but obviously I made the song in terms of me. But when it comes to this song specifically, Hitting Them, I've noticed when it came to Fatou's first mixtape that she made songs that felt more like in your face, intense type of movement, and also a lot of lyrics that are like in your face, like, oh, look at you type of thing, talking down basically, you know, talking about cycles with a pretty face. So I wanted to make songs that felt like more like hitting in your face, and this is where I came up with the title Hitting Them. Basically the gist of the song, you're hitting somebody with your presence, whether that be your aura, your energy, or your just physical appearance. Is just like, it's in your face and you guys are intimidated because of it. So I'm gonna give you guys a little snippet of the lyrics so you guys have an idea like what this song could have sounded like if Fatou was pitched this song. Also, disclaimer, I am not a singer nor a rapper, so don't judge me. I'm not a producer when it comes to vocals either, so it may not be the cleanest, but just use your imagination.
When I'm coming through, you know I like to hit them, but that ain't talking about little tight shit in. Got them looking down my way, ain't got them looking insane, cause my looks alone be driving them crazy like they afraid of me, cause I got the control. That's something they already know. Got everyone's ass staring at me, they looking at all of this thing they draw. Screaming balls when they see me walking their way. They try to face me, but I'm not even phased. All of them see when I keep on winning it, so they just say fuck it and they start quitting it. Hitting them with my life full of tens. All events I attend, know I bring all the intents and the energy. I be working with these. This shit too easy, feel like my life is a breeze. Banging, them, pushing that bass with that. No one coming hard, that's the way I like to live. My life and my existence, I put out that entrance. Nothing to change here, I be hitting them with my presence. I be hitting this shit.
There you guys had it. That's Hitting Them. Now let's get to my favorite song that I made. This song is called Lost Track. Some things to note when it comes to this song. This song takes heavy inspiration from her first EP. If you guys might have not noticed, when it came to this EP specifically, Fatou was definitely a lot more comfortable when it came to singing.
Yeah, it's me, myself, and I. But when I got you beside me, don't even gotta try, oh baby.
So I feel like because of that, she was able to create a lot more melodic type sounds. Songs that including her were singing, songs with different types of beats and melodies that didn't feel like it was just straight trap beat. And lastly, the songs just felt more, I don't know, I feel like this is my favorite EP. I think it just comes out better, and I feel like she was able to express herself more. So in terms of music wise, this song takes a lot of inspiration from that EP. Of course, we have to start off with our main melody. A lot of songs like The Other Side, Me, Myself, and I, or Alright, they all take some type of melody sound that is played throughout the song but plays a very impactful feeling. So this is my attempt at making a simple beat. So obviously, as you guys can hear that, it sounds more of like a retro type sounding, but it switches up to a trap beat. And like I stated before, I'm really bad when it comes to the actual beat making. So I found a simple beat that adds so much to the song. I think you guys will like it. This is what the beat sounds like. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but that one took very much heavy inspiration from Ada, where specifically in that song it had a little intro segment where it had this one sample that I think was also played in Baby Monster's song as well. And I thought this would be perfect way to just add to the song. I think it takes very much good amount of inspiration from that song, but also separates it differently because it's not just in the intro segment, but it's the actual main beat of the song. So with that, when you put it together, this is what it sounds like. So with that, then we get to the first verse. As you guys can see right here, I basically dropped the main synth because I want to say that later on for the main chorus, just to give a little teaser towards like what the chorus is going to sound like. So next we go to, this is where the rap sound comes in. Obviously we had to add the simple bass. Then we had to add the hi-hats. Obviously, if we put back the sample that we had earlier, if you put all three of these together, this is what the first half of the first verse sounds like. That's very much taking inspiration again from that first trap beat that we've been hearing from other songs, but this is where the switch up comes in. So I take the melody that I created earlier, but I end up switching the piano. So it adds a more unique sound, but it adds so much melody to the actual song. This is what it sounds like. It's a little switch up, but basically what you've been hearing for that new EP obviously adds a little bit more melody, but it also allows for more singing because it can give a base towards what the lyrics could sound like. So when you put all of these together, this is what it sounds like. Obviously, we repeat that again just to allow a little bit more time into the actual song. But obviously, before we get to the chorus, we always have to add a riser just to add a little bit more impact into the song. This is that sample that I found. It's a little retro soundy, but I think that best fits with that synth sound that I was going for earlier. So the main chorus, the goal was to basically just go all out, because what I think really stands out when it comes to Fatou's EP compared to her first mixtape is that the EP's choruses just hit so hard. They don't sound too repetitive, and I think they just have a lot of melodic sound to it. So I have that first piano from the intro that we had at the beginning, and we also add that strings type of sound, and then when you put those two together, you get this really nice sound that sounds like this. Then obviously you have to add the bass. Then you go back to adding those hi-hats and that beat sample that we had earlier. When you put them together, it sounds like. Lastly, this is what I feel like just adds so much to the chorus. As much as the chorus sounds good, I think it was just missing that little something. I feel like they needed some type of background noise that sounded good. This is where Wata comes in. This actually took inspiration not from Fatou, but actually from Doechii. Since I feel like the songs that Fatou was going for when it came to her EP, I believe she was trying to go for something more meaningful, something more deep down into her, that I feel like she was able to express herself more deeply than we were used to seeing. What better way to take inspiration than to just find other black artists that I just love the music for. So Doechii has this one song. The song is called Black Girl Memoir. And one thing I love about the song, other than having deep feelings into it, it has this really nice water sample that I think is just sounds so weird to add, but it adds so much to the song. So I ended up finding this water sample. This is what that sounds like. So it just plays in your ear by going left and right. And obviously that might sound weird, but when you put all of this together, right, and you add these impact sounds, putting it all together gives it this. Now lastly, getting into the lyrics side of this song, but I wanted to make lyrics that dealt with stuff that she was dealing with last year, along with me of course. I feel like last year was just a very tough year for Black Swan fans and for the Black Swan members themselves. We've seen so much separation between the members, and I think we saw so much hate when it came to Fatou because she was just speaking out and just saying her opinions. She was silenced, she was mistreated, and overall it was just so bad to see us as fans to see Fatou suffering so much. So this song is called Lost Track, in which the lyrics are emphasizing acknowledging one's suffering and losing track of sight everything that's going around you, and forcing yourself to lose track of those bad memories to look forward in life. So this song I think you guys will really enjoy. I think this is my personal favorite, and I'm gonna show you guys what it sounds like.
Down the drain, that's what I felt the most pain hurt. Just tripping, never go away, never put worse in my life this way. Just straight shame, things just keep on getting worse. Then that's all maybe there's good. I stopped them and fought to get what's right. Did what I should to get what's right. Had to fight, even if it's not the best choice. I knew I had to use my voice. At this point, you can call it rejoice. Putting out joy, that's what I had to employ. At the end, I went through all the hell, and I kept the end, but I had to tell. But all that shit I got over it, so now we can just call it an hotel. 2025 was the hardest time of my life. I don't know where to start on this shit. Was too crazy for me, didn't like that. So I lost track of it all. Tried to do things, but it didn't turn out the way I liked. It was endless like a cycle, non-stop spiral. I don't wanna go back, so I lost track. So I lost track of it all.
So there's Lost Track. I don't know, I really enjoyed those songs, and I think I just love taking inspiration to Black Swan and specifically Fatou because I think she's such an amazing creative person, and that drives me so much as a person myself. So let me know, what did you guys think? Did you guys like this song more, or did you like Hidden Them? Did these songs sound terrible? You could tell me that too. But if you guys think these songs are amazing, just let me know. I mean, it gives me a little bit more inspiration to keep continuing writing music and also making songs. Obviously, as you can tell, this song just took so much deeper thought into the lyrics because I feel like Fatou was really able to express herself with that new EP. But anyways, that's everything that I have for you guys today. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this content. I know it's a little different from what I'm used to making, but look, I feel bad because I'm like abandoning my channel, so I'm just trying to make whatever I can and just taking the most out of it. This video is also in celebration for Black Swan finally being 4 again. Oh my god, we haven't seen them together in so long. But if you guys like this video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate it. If you guys have any other video suggestions, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Let me know, what did you guys prefer? Did you guys prefer Hidden Them, or did you guys prefer Lost Track? Let me know. And before you go, I have to self-advertise. If you guys didn't know, I actually have a gaming channel. So if you guys like watching video games and you like me as a person and you want to see more content of me, I upload 2 times a week on that channel, so I'm a lot more consistent than I am with this channel. I play different games. I play games like Pokemon Pokopia. Let's do it. Come on, John. I play Tomodachi Life.
We're making it happen! We're making it happen!
And I love playing Roblox.
Well, look at running after you.
And I think those are very fun gameplays. So if you guys want to support me, if you want to, you can feel free to check that out. I'll have it somewhere linked around here. But hopefully you guys have a good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever time you guys are watching. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out. Adios.